poem describes being in a cliff-top cottage on an island off the coast of Ireland during a storm. Heaney describes the ground, the sea and the wind. The people in the cottage are extremely isolated and can do nothing against the powerful and violent weather. The source of conflict in the poem is based on the relationship between man and nature and the overwhelming power of nature over which mankind has no control.
The poem is written in blank verse. The lack of a regular structure is important as it reflects the unrestrained nature of the storm. The poem also features frequent enjambments such as full blast and a tame cat turned savage. Both of these examples show the surprise involved in the power of the storm. The lack of the indefinite or definite article in the title Storm on the Island suggests it is not a one-time occurrence, but something Heaney has witnessed many times. The poem is also written in the present tense. This is dramatic because there's a tension in the poem and it's action-packed.
There is a confident tone at the beginning of the poem. We are prepared. The people on the island sound unified against the storm, and this is emphasised by the colon after it. Heaney himself seems conversational with the audience. This is demonstrated through his use of personal pronouns in you might think, the thing you fear, and your house.
Heaney personifies nature at the start of the poem, telling us that the earth has never troubled us with crops. On one hand, this seems positive. There's nothing left for the storm to destroy. However, it might also foreshadow the power of the natural world to give and to take away people's food and their livelihood, especially in areas where agriculture is a major industry, like Ireland.
Another example of personification is used when the sea is exploding comfortably. Isn't this oxymoronic? The sea is comfortable with exploding. Is Heaney pointing out to us how little we know about the natural world? One of the most interesting similes of the poem is like a tame cat turned savage. The sea spits angrily at the coast of the island like a spitting cat. However, this again highlights the relationship between man and nature. Sometimes there is conflict in this relationship. It is unpredictable and can be unexpectedly aggressive. Heaney uses the metaphor of the wind as an enemy fighting plane as it dives and strafes. It appears that the bombardment comes from empty air. Is there any way Heaney can understand where this rage comes from? What is the tone of the poem? Is this a steadfast poem, showing confidence in the people's ability to withstand the storm? Heaney is proud of them and has great respect for these individuals who live here and make their lives on this weather-beaten island. Is his relationship with the people a camaraderie to take his mind off the intensity of the storm? The final line of the poem has a vulnerable tone. Strange, it is a huge nothing that we fear. Does this demonstrate the uneasy relationship between man and nature and somewhat diminish Heaney's bravado? Seamus Heaney's father owned and worked a small farm in County Derry in Northern Ireland. He recognised the need for a farmer to be in tune with nature, and he had a great respect for his homeland. As a child, Heaney watched American soldiers on manoeuvres in the local fields in preparation for the Normandy invasion of 1944. They were stationed in an aerodrome a mile from his home, which could possibly explain some of the military imagery in the poem.